We often think of intimacy as merely the meeting of bodies, skin against skin, desire igniting a fire within us. Yet, when you encounter the right person, something far more profound unfolds, transcending the physical realm. It's as though two energies recognize each other, awakening parts of you that have long been dormant. This connection isn't just emotional or a sense of security. It's the undeniable feeling that this individual was meant to cross your path. In that moment, your soul communicates in silence. Even if no words are exchanged, an unspoken spiritual dialogue confirms that you are right where you're supposed to be. It's as if you both have traveled parallel journeys for years, each seeking answers, until destiny finally unites you. This experience goes beyond a fleeting moment of passion. It's as if an invisible doorway opens between your inner worlds, allowing them to reflect, nurture, and transform one another. Carl Jung spoke of a timeless wisdom that awakens when we connect with someone who resonates with our essence. This isn't merely a romantic idea, it's a profoundly symbolic encounter. It feels as if your entire unconscious aligns and whispers to you about something you must experience, something that defies understanding, yet transforms you at your core. That's why intimacy with the right person is sacred. It's not just the body that surrenders, but the soul that reveals itself in a way that can be both terrifying and liberating. With the right partner, your soul feels free to emerge. There's no need to guard yourself, to pretend, or to hold back your true essence. This bond creates a sanctuary where you can fully let go, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. And that kind of connection is rare. Many people go through years, even a lifetime, without ever experiencing this depth of intimacy, not from a lack of desire, but from settling for shallow connections that fail to reach their true selves. When you finally meet someone who ignites your life force, everything shifts. Your heart races in a new rhythm, your breath aligns with theirs, and your mind finds peace. It's more than just longing. It's presence, a profound certainty that you're in the right place at the right time. In that instant, as the world around you fades, you just know. You sense something spiritual unfolding, something beyond explanation yet impossible to ignore. This connection may not always be wrapped in the ideal of romance. It can come with turbulence, doubts, and fears. Because when someone touches your soul, they inevitably brush against your wounds, and that can feel overwhelming. Even in the midst of the emotional whirlwind that comes with connecting deeply to the right person, there's a clarity that stands out. This bond holds a significance beyond your own experience. You're not merely here to savor joy or endure pain. You're here to undergo transformation. Intimacy with the right partner acts as a profound mirror, reflecting your true self, stripped of masks, facades, and defenses. You might not always embrace what you see, but if you're brave enough to look, if you're open to experiencing every emotion without judgment or the urge to escape, that's where healing starts. What's unfolding in this moment is a spiritual awakening, a realignment of your inner being. It's like your soul, upon recognizing itself in another, reverts to its authentic state, one that has been scarred by years of fear, trauma, and denial. And no, it's not about the other person rescuing you. That's the illusion many cling to. It's about them helping you remember who you are. When you're with the right person, you don't lose yourself in them. Instead, you discover yourself. They don't consume you. Rather, they unveil you. The most beautiful aspect of this encounter is that it guides you to your innermost truth, a truth that has always resided within you, but was awakened through this spiritual connection. There's a reality that few are willing to accept. Not every intimate relationship brings about transformation, but when it does, you just know. You can feel it in your skin, in the way your breath slows, in the quieting of your mind, and in your soul that for a moment stops its relentless search. With this person, your true self doesn't need to hide anymore. You cease the defense mechanisms, you simply let things unfold. There's no longer a need to wear masks, conceal pain, or create false senses of security. With them, intimacy transcends mere action. It becomes a sacred ritual where you disarm yourself and embrace a fresh start. It's astonishing how the body understands what the mind has yet to grasp. Perhaps that's why, when you're in the presence of someone who resonates with your energy, logical explanations become unnecessary. It simply occurs. There exists a wordless language, a silent pact between your deepest memories and theirs. You didn't orchestrate it, you didn't anticipate it, yet it found you. When this connection blossoms, many of the things that once felt vital begin to fade in importance. You release the desire for control. You no longer feel the need to force anything. You come to understand that the soul doesn't adhere to calendars or checklists. It has been patiently awaiting the moment it recognizes itself in someone else. In that instant, every intimate experience transforms into an act of healing, not because the other person heals you, but because they create the space for you to see yourself. And that is the essence of our deepest yearning, to be truly seen, not through the lens of appearance or need, but through a connection that touches the soul. Not by hands that seek to possess, but by gazes that can truly hold. When that moment arrives, when you can truly be yourself, even in your most exposed state, genuine transformation takes flight. This individual often becomes a catalyst for change without even realizing it. They didn't come to complete you. They came to ignite your spirit. And you, in turn, didn't arrive to fill voids, but to remember what you've forgotten. Everything you seek has always resided within you, yet you lost sight of it amid obligations, fears, and past wounds. Then, someone steps into your life, not to provide answers, but to awaken the right questions within you through their very presence. This person doesn't offer security. Instead, they inspire you to summon the courage to stop fleeing. They don't save you. They walk alongside you as you find your own way to save yourself. That is the essence of true intimacy, a space where both individuals dare to be authentic. Not perfect, not complete, but genuinely real. It's a realm where wounds are acknowledged, not hidden, and where silence feels supportive rather than awkward. Here, our bodies serve as bridges connecting our inner worlds, rather than barriers obscuring our truths. With this person, there's no rush, no masks to wear, and no strategies to win approval. There exists only truth, presence, and soul. Something magical unfolds when you cease using intimacy as an escape and embrace it as a pathway to growth. You free yourself from the fear of being abandoned in passion. You no longer feel the need to surrender to keep someone close. You stop trying to allure someone to choose you. You simply exist. What emerges from this state cannot be fabricated. It's something to be felt, honored, and cherished. With the right companion, spirituality isn't forced. It reveals itself naturally. It's not meticulously planned. It's allowed to unfold, subtly shifting how you view yourself, inhabit your body, and experience your breath. You begin to feel lighter, more interconnected, more awake, recognizing that not every encounter bears the same weight. Some individuals may touch you and then move on, but there's one who reaches deep into your soul. There's a kind of intimacy that leaves an indelible mark, not because it was flawless, but because it was authentic, awakening parts of you that you had long forgotten. There are depths within you that don't open to everyone. They're guarded by pain, time, and the layers your soul has built for protection. Yet this one person approaches without force, finding their way to your core with gentle understanding. They enter not by pushing, but by seeing, listening, and simply being present. Spirituality doesn't always reveal itself with grand gestures. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that affirm that something profound is unfolding. A silence that doesn't numb or conceal, but one that envelops you in warmth. With this person, intimacy breeds certainty, not doubt. It nurtures your sense of self, allowing you to truly relax, as if your body can finally rest after all the inner turmoil. You have nothing to prove and no expectations to meet. You simply breathe, feel, and experience something your soul recognized long before your mind caught up. In this shared moment, a shift occurs, not in the world around you, but deep within yourself. You come to understand that your pain often stemmed not from a lack of love, but from placing yourself in spaces where you weren't truly seen, in places where your presence was tolerated rather than celebrated, where your soul remained hidden behind the pursuit of belonging. Now, in the glow of this unexpected connection, you realize that genuine intimacy requires no sacrifices, no trials, and imposes no conditions. It simply invites you to embrace your true self. From this invitation, a new version of you starts to unfold, not a better version, but a more authentic one, fostering a deeper bond with who you are. This emerging self isn't here to rescue you. Rather, it's here to remind you that you don't need saving. Everything about you, your light, your scars, your uncertainties, is worthy of love. And in that quiet moment, something shifts inside you, like an invisible thread that's been taut for years finally relaxing. It's not magic, it's truth. And when truth is experienced through intimacy, it becomes sacred. You might not grasp why this connection resonates so profoundly at first. You may even find yourself resisting it, doubting, questioning its validity. But that's in vain. What your soul recognizes, your mind cannot erase. Deep down, you sense this isn't just another encounter. It's a doorway, an opportunity, a reflection that not only reveals who you are, but also who you could become if you dare to embrace this path of profound connection. True intimacy doesn't conclude with a mere physical touch. It lingers. It resides in your body, your mind, and your heart. It transforms you subtly, shifting how you see yourself, how you speak to yourself, and how you navigate the world. You begin to move with a newfound gentleness because you no longer chase validation. You become aware of presence, and that changes everything. With the right person, time loses its importance. In mere seconds, you can feel emotions that have eluded you for years, not because the other person is flawless, but because both of you are ready, arriving at a point in your journey where you can meet authentically, without pretense, without armor, without fear. And when that connection happens, the duration doesn't matter. What truly counts is what it awakens within you, what it opens up, and what it leaves behind. Not everyone is prepared to embrace this level of intimacy. Many unconsciously sabotage it, not out of desire to do so, but from fear. Fear of being genuinely touched. Fear of confronting themselves without masks. Because when someone truly sees you, you can no longer hide behind your achievements, your practiced smile, or your arguments. You become visible to yourself. And if you're not ready to face your true self, it's often easier to escape than to maintain that gaze. That's why some people retreat, just when things start to get real. It's not rejection. It's fear. A fear of being laid bare, deeper than the physical. But you're not here to repeat old patterns. You're here to shatter old patterns, to make different choices, and to open yourself up to experiences that don't require a logical explanation, because you can feel them in every fiber of your being. When you welcome this change, when you let down your guard against love and begin to truly live it, your soul starts to vibrate at a new frequency, one that transcends shallow relationships and empty connections. It aligns with what is genuine, what nurtures you, and what inspires transformation. In that moment, you come to understand that spirituality isn't some far-off mystical idea. It exists right here, right now, in the spaces between breaths, gestures, and shared silences. It's in the way someone's touch is gentle yet profound. It's in the way someone listens intently without interruption. It's in the way someone gazes at you simply as you are, without the need for pretense. Those authentic moments carry more weight than 1,000 empty promises. They don't try to convince you. They simply accompany you. To accompany someone isn't to carry or rescue them. It's to walk alongside them, to share sacred ground where no one needs all the answers, where vulnerability is welcomed, where laughter flows freely, and where you can be unapologetically yourself. In this deep intimacy, your body transforms from a mere tool of conquest into a vessel of spiritual expression. Every touch, every shared breath, every pause holds a significance that words can't capture. You don't feel it because you comprehend it. You feel it because you recognize it. Perhaps it's something you've yearned for quietly, unconsciously, and now it's your reality. Even as the world rushes by, you choose to remain in this moment. There's nowhere to go, no tomorrow to chase, and no past to dwell on. You are here, feeling for the first time that you truly belong. This moment isn't a coincidence. It's the culmination of everything you've experienced, released, and endured to arrive right here. Such a connection isn't something you pursue. It's something you allow to unfold. And when it does, understanding isn't necessary. You simply need to feel it. The truth doesn't shout or demand. It simply exists. Deep inside, you realize that something has clicked into place, and you can no longer accept anything less. It's impossible to have such an experience and remain unchanged. Something within you shifts, as if you finally discovered a melody that has always lingered in the quiet recesses of your soul. This isn't something to explain, it's something to live fully. Once you've tasted it, you can't be satisfied with what doesn't resonate with your inner self, what doesn't elevate you, what doesn't awaken your spirit. Now you know there's more to life, that not every closeness is genuine, and that some encounters reach far beyond your skin, transcending time, fears, and stories, touching you exactly where you needed it most. True intimacy isn't gauged by how often or how long you spend together. It's about the depth of the connection, the imprint it leaves on your soul, and the way it brings you back to the essence of who you are, especially that part that gets lost in the shuffle of daily life and societal expectations. In these moments, your true self feels embraced. You can share your thoughts without a filter, express those uncomfortable feelings without fear of judgment. You're free to speak from your heart, to meet someone's gaze without looking away, to breathe deeply without seeking approval. This is what truly transforms you. Not the ability to do as you please, but the courage to fully be yourself, unafraid. When someone offers you this kind of acceptance without strings attached or manipulation, it's a precious gift, one that should never be taken for granted. Authenticity is delicate, and when it emerges, it commands respect. It doesn't imply perfection. Rather, it acknowledges the beauty of being real, embracing contradictions, sunny days and cloudy ones alike. This bond doesn't shatter at the first sign of conflict. Instead, it strengthens when both individuals choose to stay, to connect deeply, and to communicate from the soul. Such connections are rare, invaluable, and they create a sense of home for the spirit. In the presence of the right person, emotions may surface that you haven't felt in years or that you've never allowed yourself to acknowledge. Tears you didn't know were there, sighs that had slipped from memory. This connection stirs old emotions, sometimes even those you don't fully understand, but they still weigh on your heart. It's as if your body realizes it can finally release everything it has been holding on to for so long. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a profound healing. It's a devotion that signifies freedom, not surrender. You come to understand that the most spiritual experience you've ever known isn't found in ceremonies, meditations, or distant mystical encounters, but in that raw moment, skin against skin, breathing beside someone who asks nothing of you yet, transforms everything by simply allowing you to exist. It is in this state of being that the most sacred connection between two souls unfolds. They truly see one another. After experiencing such intimacy, your perception of closeness changes forever. You learn what it feels like when two souls connect without pretense, when silence becomes more comforting than 1,000 conversations. You don't need validation or reassurance. You just feel it, and in that feeling, you discover a peace that logic can't provide. Gradually, you begin to make different choices, not out of impulse or fear, but because you've tasted something real and profound, something that nourishes your spirit and elevates your standards. It's no longer about finding someone who simply desires you. It's about finding someone who truly sees you, who holds you, who listens even when you struggle to articulate your feelings. Someone who stands firm when the spiritual aspect of your connection starts to transform every aspect of your life. True intimacy doesn't transform you into someone else. Instead, it reconnects you with your true self. It reveals who you are when you drop the act, what you feel when you stop running, and the dreams that arise in the quiet moments when no one is around. In this sacred inner space, you discover that love isn't a destination, but rather a way of being, a conscious choice to embrace each moment, honoring both your soul and the soul of another without fear. If you've felt this, you understand what I mean. And if you haven't yet experienced it, don't lose hope. These connections come when you are ready to welcome them, not a moment sooner and never forced. They appear when you've healed enough to seek from a place of fullness rather than emptiness, when you give of yourself not to be chosen, but because you've chosen yourself first. And in that moment, everything shifts. If any part of these words has resonated with you, if you felt something stir or spark within, I invite you to join something bigger than yourself. This isn't just a channel. It's a gathering place for those yearning to delve deeper, for those sensing a call within. You are here for a reason. Share this video with someone who might need this reminder, someone who may have forgotten the essence of true connection. Leave a comment. Let me know what touched you, what you've experienced, and how you felt. Your words could reflect the very insight another soul needs to find their way back. If you're not yet part of our community, subscribe now and hit the bell so you won't miss any messages. This is just the beginning, and together, with every voice and every shared story, we can touch more lives and awaken more hearts. Spirituality isn't found in distant skies or in some future moment. It's present here and now in the way we love, perceive, touch, and live. Thank you for being here.